What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm Andrew, this is Aggie. We're here at Nexus Jiu-Jitsu in Folsom. And today's video is one I would suggest more for the beginners and for those who are trying to be a little playful in your attacks. But I also do some of these things when I'm doing rounds, even if I'm being serious, because just the threat, the attack gets people's minds on a different train than they want, a different train of thought than they would want. So it's 3 attacks I can do when my back is taken. One is very wrestling oriented, wrestling-esque, where when you're wrestling, someone puts the boots in and you can play these kind of attacks on their shin, on their ankle. I actually trained in Hawaii at Aloha Rolls, and the head coach there, he kept trying to do that to me, and he almost broke my foot off. I was lucky to be able to get out of the position, but I had to give up the back, not my back. I had to let him out of back control because of the attack. So one is a kind of a wrestling style move. The other one is just crossing their feet and going for that simple attack. We all know Jiu-Jitsu 101, don't cross your feet when you have somebody's back, blah, 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 blah. And in a lot of ways that's true, and then once you get good enough to understand what's going on there, you can start breaking that rule and bending that rule. But if you're newer to the game, I would suggest you don't cross your feet when you have the back, and I'll show an attack from there. And then I'm gonna show an attack, a submission attack I can do when someone locks in a body triangle. When they lock in a body triangle and I start the sequence to go for this attack, one of 2 things happens. Either they don't know what it is, or they're too stuck, and I take them over and I actually finish them, or they recognize what's coming, so they relinquish the body triangle, in which case I can start fighting out of the back control. So let's take a look at all 3 of those options, see what they do, how they work, and how we can make them turn into other escape sequences. All right, so she has my back, she has her 2 hooks, her seatbelt, right? And obviously the first thing I need to be concerned with is that I don't let her choke me. So I like to go into one-on-one versions of defense. Right, this is my favorite thing to do. You can do 2-on-1s, you can do 1-on-1s, you can just put your your primary defensive hand in place and start playing. And there's some things that I've been learning and seeing how the elbow and wrist work together for the defensive structure. That's something I'll make a video on another time. But however your defensive structure is, my actual fight is going to be with the legs. Okay, so I have my defensive structure in place. We're on our side, playing here, and now this is again much more wrestling oriented, but all I'm going to look to do, actually I want to show it to you sitting up first just so you can see what I'm doing. All I'm going to look to do is I'm going to get a hold of the toe line, almost like a wrong-sided toe hold, and I'm getting my middle finger right across the big knuckle lines of the toes, grabbing the toe line, and I'm going to bring that same elbow inside to the calf. Right? And then I reinforce it with my other hand, so I have two pulling levers. And now I'm just going to press my elbow forward and pull the toes towards my chin, and you can get these kind of like toe hold-esque motions, not to mention this is very uncomfortable. Yeah? So when we're down here, I'm defending, I'm looking to grab, I'm going to get my elbow inside, 2 hands, and now I break them. It's actually a really strong toe hold break. Okay? And this is what the coach was doing to me at Aloha Rolls in Maui. He was trying to rip my foot off, so only option I had was to kick that leg straight, and then now he's out of back control, right? So it's a little double whammy, whereas if they keep their hook in, they're getting broken. If they kick that leg out, well, now the bottom hook is out, I can start looking to escape. Maybe now I go to this one. Maybe not. right? Maybe now I start attacking this one, right? So now I'm just gonna make that a constant threat back and forth until they relinquish back control. So again, it's just elbow inside, holding the toes, reinforcing, and we're breaking, right? If they tap to it, great, you gotta tap. If they don't, they take their foot out, cool, we're that much closer to escaping the back. So it's beginner-esque, it's kind of simple, very simple, but it works. It's really effective. And again, it's more of a kind of like folk-style, collegiate, wrestling-style motion, but a lot of those moves work in Jiu-Jitsu, especially in MMA, right? Now here's another option. We're here, they have back control, and this is, again, it's very simple, basic, almost to the point of looking ridiculous, but I used to know a guy at Caesars back in the day when I used to train there, and he would do this to everybody. He'd give up his back, and he would cross their feet, force their feet crossed, and then break their feet off, right? So, same sequence, I'm defending my neck, okay? And I'm gonna keep keep my knees kind of to my chest so their feet stay stuck between my legs. Like, try to take your feet out. Like, it's actually hard for her to take her feet out if I bend my legs. If my legs are down straight, she can easily take her feet out, right? So I bring my knees to my chest, and then I'm just gonna start messing with her feet, and I just cross them. It doesn't matter which one goes on top. I don't care. I just force that, throw my leg over the top, triangle my legs, uncross your feet. So now, she's kind of stuck, okay? The easy way to finish this is just hips forward, right? It's very powerful. You want to add some power to it, push this knee. That makes it a little bit worse. Now, if she got a full choke around my neck, and I said, okay, in 3 seconds, we're gonna race, on 3. I'm gonna break your ankle, you're gonna choke me out. See who gets there first, I win every time. You wanna race?
No,
You sure?
no, thanks.
Okay, because it's bam, one quick motion for me, ankle's broken, right? So again, we're here, defensive hands in place. I'm gonna keep my chin down, just make sure I'm monitoring the strangle, and I'm gonna cross her feet and throw my leg over and triangle. And now I push the knee, hips in, really, really good break right there. Super effective. There's, at the higher levels, that's not gonna work very well because there's actually a lot of ways to deal with that, but it's a good threat because now they're thinking, oh no, my feet, they gotta be careful with their foot orientation, and they recognize that I'm one of those assholes that's gonna try to rip your foot off. So now they have something else to think about other than just monitoring back control and looking to get their submissions off, right? And last one, let's look at body triangle. When someone locks a body triangle, almost always they want a top-sided body triangle lock. They want the lock on the top. If it goes to the bottom, there's certain things I can do, and there's a lot more pressure on the feet. So most of the time, the triangle lock is on the top. Now, some people with longer legs, more dexterous legs, or with a lot more experience might do bottom side locks in certain scenarios, and that's great. Again, that's for way more advanced people. In this situation, I'm speaking to the newer guys, the more intermediate guys, and people who just want to cause havoc, right? And so I actually really like doing this one. I don't always get the submission, but what I will get is a reaction. And sometimes the reaction is them relinquishing their body triangle, which then gives me escape processes. So we're here, I'm defending my neck, and she starts setting up that body triangle, right? She gets her foot across, locks in that body triangle, nice and tight, uncomfortable for me, right? We're here. If I allow this foot to move on her terms, she's going to be able to relinquish body triangles, go back to other sided body triangles, do whatever she wants. So what I'm going to look to do with my top leg is trap that ankle. So now get out of the body triangle. She can't get out of it, right? And now what I want to do, I want to take this lock to the bottom. Right now it's on the top. So I'm going to trust that I can defend my neck, push off the mat, and get us rolled all the way over to this side. Okay, now again, I want to keep her foot trapped here, so I step on it with both of my feet. 2 hands to the knee, hips in, and there's a really good submission. Let's see it from a little different angle. Okay, so she has the back. Okay, so she has the back. We're here. She starts locking in that body triangle, nice and tight. I'm trapping. Boom. Okay. I'm gonna push up off the mat, trying to get my head up high, pushing over and just driving us to this side. Yeah. Now her lock is pinned here. I step 2 feet on her foot. Hands on the knee, and then I hip in. And there's a really strong break. Now, here's what else can come of that. Okay? Let's say we're here, she locks in a body triangle. I show her that I want to go to this side. So I start trapping her leg. If she sees this and feels this, odds are she takes it out. Right? So as soon as I go here, she's like, nope, nope, nope. She's going to take it out. Right? And when she takes it out, she usually ends up. So now I can start scooping it here and go into conventional back escapes against a body triangle, right? And then sometimes what will happen is they'll lock a body triangle, and as I start turning aside, they relinquish the body triangle and try to body triangle the other side. So now I lift my knee high, try to body triangle. She can't, right? So she relinquished because she knew I was going to go attack. I bring this knee high, and now she can't re-attack the body triangle on the other side, and now I can start looking for all of my back escape options. All right, there you have it. 3 very simple attacks that I can get into that I would consider to be beginner, almost just basic moves that if you know how to do them well, and if you understand back escapes, back maintenance, if you understand all the attack processes that people can get into when they're on your back, you can threaten with these very simple motions against high-level guys and make them, you probably won't get the submission. Like, am I gonna break somebody's foot there? Maybe. Likelihood is they're gonna react by taking their foot out. Now I'm escaping. Am I gonna cross your feet and catch you? Maybe. But as I'm crossing your feet, you know what I'm trying to do. You're gonna separate. Now I'm creating separation and escape potential. That body triangle one though, once I trap your leg there, very hard for even an educated person to monitor, to manage that, to get their foot back out. So now they're just stuck with a bottom side body triangle and getting their foot broken off, right? I have experienced some people in my past that they don't feel the pressure from that one, long, flexible legs, but rarely, almost always there's a lot of pressure there and they are not happy, and they're at bare minimum gonna try to switch sides of their body triangle, in which case I bring my knee to my chest and I'm in an escape process, right? So very basic, very simple, very effective if you're doing them right and if you understand the threats of somebody on your back and the escape routes that you have after trying these motions. So I hope you like it. Try it out. Let me know how it goes. You want to see anything in the future, throw it down in the comments. Like, subscribe, join the team, go try it. Os.
Good. It's past my lunchtime. Get up.